Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Adrian Hernandez, and I'm going to be the host today for One Reno at a Time. And we got the one and only, guys. I don't know if you know who he is, but Michael Zuber in the building.
Oh man, you are a great hype man. I need to hire you.
So good. Well, you guys, I wanted to come on here and ask Michael some questions from my point of view. Have some selfish time, but nonetheless, I know it's also going to help a lot of you because we all know there's been some major changes in the world, right? We've literally watched history go down with what happened with Trump, and now that Biden is out of the race. And my question is, this is not a political conversation at all. This is what this means for the real estate industry. So let's start off there. But my question for Michael is, what does this mean right now? Like, so obviously we've had that crazy thing that happened with Trump. Biden's out. My question for you is, what does this mean short term?
So let's put some context on this. When I think about what's going on, we're obviously roughly 4 months away from an election. So let's just talk about the second half of 2024. To your point, and I said this actually before the madness of the last 10 days or so, that I thought the second half of the year was going to be slow. And this is when it was Trump versus Biden. I was like, half the world, like half the country hates each other, the other half hates the other one.
Right.
It's like this is not a recipe, in my opinion, and thankfully I have receipts to have a very gung-ho economy. So I imagine that the next 6 months, at the time when I said this at the early part of July, it was going to be slow. I mean, can you imagine being a consumer who is angry, pissed off, afraid, really wanting to sign up for the largest purchase of their life, aka a home? I'm like, I don't think so. And
Mm,
I imagine the news cycle getting more poison and more just nasty, nasty, nasty. And I'm like, dude, we're going to see a bottom in housing. And what I meant by that is transactions. I actually said weeks ago that I thought we would break the cycle low of 3.88, and we got within a whisper of that yesterday at
wow.
3.89. And I think
Wow.
we're going lower. Let's be clear. July is going to be worse than June, in my opinion.
Wow.
So all of that I said before that Saturday event, before Biden dropped out. It's Dude, we've seen just crazy things happen in the last 10 days that are game changing. And
Right.
I just
Right.
imagine most people are like, whoa, what is going on?
Right.
And I just can't, dude. I mean, I would love to hear from real estate agents. If you're a real estate agent and you have held an open house like last weekend or next weekend, I want to hear from you. I'm guessing less people are coming by. And I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's $1 million home or a 500K home or a 200K home. Less people are going to be shopping in an environment where the world is shifting.
Right.
Like when consumers are predictable, if they're scared and like the ground is shaking, they're going to sit their ass down. They're not going to buy something.
So good.
So that's housing. Dude, that includes cars. Did you see Tesla's numbers the other day?
Yeah.
Who's going to be
Every,
signing up for a six-figure car? And oh, by the way, LVMH just reported crazy low numbers, lowering guidance. Dude, we're buying less French fries. That's how bad it is out there. The largest
wow.
producer of French fries had to lower forecast because we're buying less French fries. I mean, if we're buying less French fries, does that just tell you it's going to slow down? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
most definitely.
crazy stuff going on.
So what I really hear you saying, it's more of a distraction piece. This is more of not of everybody's focus is on what's going on versus them buying and or selling. Last thing they're doing is bringing that into the equation with everything
Dude,
with all the
they're going to
uncertainty.
sit. Yeah, dude, they're going to sit on their hands. They're going to pause. And that means supply is going to grow, days on market's going to grow, price cuts are going to grow. We're going to find out. This is if you want to find a silver lining in what I just said,
Right.
I believe the next 6 months will be the easiest time since 2010 to find a motivated seller.
Wow.
Think about that.
Easiest time.
Easiest time to find a motivated seller. The recipe is simple. Find whatever the average days on market is in yours, double or triple that. So let's just put numbers on this. Let's say the average days on market is 15 days.
Right.
What I would do is I would put a search in at 30 or 45 days. I would be looking for those. I would probably also want to see at least one price drop. And I would start going ham on disrespectful offers. The reason I would want to see one price drop is because, again, what people don't realize is some people want to sell and some people have to sell.
Right.
If you're on the market 45 days in a 15-day market and you haven't had a price cut, I'm going to guess you want to sell if you get your price. Else, you'll just wait for the listing to expire. If you've been down 45 days and you've had one price drop, maybe there's another one there. So again, I think the second half is going to be horribly slow. If you're paid on transactions, I'm sorry, it's going to be slow. But if you want to buy a home, if you want to get aggressive, if you want to get a great deal, I firmly believe this will be the easiest time to find a great deal since 2010, 2011, depending on, your market.
So good. So good. And do you think they will interest rates, right? Let's just say obviously you and I have spoken, but let's take for somebody who's in the crowd that goes super good. Does this mean that they're going to lower interest rates? They talked about a hike all year, or I'm sorry, they talked about a decrease all year. They talked about some sort of drop all year. Could we see it? Is it possible? Is it?
No, I have two answers. So first, we'll talk about the market. There's this thing called the Fed Watch tool, and they're pricing in currently 100% chance of a rate cut in September,
Okay.
with another one likely in December. I still am of the belief that they're not going to cut in September, but they'll cut in November. So I am calling for a 50 basis point cut in November post-election. So yes, I believe a cut is coming in November. Let's be clear. I think there's a really good chance that there's no cut all year. I guess I hope we don't have a September cut, because if we have a September cut, that means the wheels have come off the economy.
Right. Well, and so that was my next question for you, because I think most people don't understand that, right? They're hoping for a cut, not really knowing what a cut does. So if you can explain that.
Yeah. So again, if you go back and look at history, history says that after the Fed has had their first cut, a lot of bad things happen, right? You can go back and look at the charts, look at the rate cuts, and the stock market falls. Why? Because they start pricing in a recession. A lot of people can go back and look at history and realize that a recession comes after the Fed cuts the first time. Because again, why does the Fed cut? Because they're trying to stimulate the economy, because the economy is slowing down.
Right.
And in order for them to cut in September, which is, I don't know, 10 weeks away or whatever it is, we got to get some pretty bad economic numbers. And I hope they're not that bad, I guess.
Wow. So what would you be doing if you were an agent, wholesaler, or let's put those two in one category?
So let's say if I was a listing agent, so if you're talking about agents, you got to break them down. If you're a listing agent, I would have very direct conversations about, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Because you got to remember, sellers, this is like their only home.
Right.
And sellers have recency bias. So they're going to remember that their neighbor in March had 3 offers and it sold for 5% over list. If you are not educating them that the second half of the year is vastly different, shame on you. And oh, by the way, let's also be clear. If you're a listing agent and you just take listings at wish pricing, you don't get paid. You don't get paid to take listings. You're going to lose money, right? Yep. Those photos ain't free. So again, you got to really watch your business. Don't take wish pricing. Just have those discussions. Second, if you're below the median, really do all you can to make sure it passes FHA and VA lending standards, conditions. You have a shot. If you are above the median, like you're 2x the median, I would be be very careful. Be very careful. Now let's talk buyer's agents. again, if I was a buyer's agent, I would I would tell the my buyers exactly the process we're going to do. We're not going to look at first day listings. We're going to write a lot of offers. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. Let's set up a template. So all I have to do is change the address and the price, and we can just pump these babies out. Because what I would tell a buyer is, I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to write 20, 30, 40 offers, but we just got to make this template clean so that I can do it in 5 minutes or less. And then let's get a buy box and let's just start hammering 45 days or higher. And this
Right.
goes for investors or buyers, like homeowners, FHA buyers. This is going to be the easiest time for you to get a deal. You don't have to pay list price. You can ask for closing costs. You can get this. You can get that. In a market where most consumers are sitting on the hand because they're scared or pissed off or confused, it's the people that take action that can great deals. It's
Okay.
happening.
Yep. It's as you're talking about this, I messaged Andrea and I go, hey, what's the current market? Like, send me the most recent numbers. So as of today, market time, this is all of Orange County, 66 days on market on average right now.
Wow.
2 weeks ago, it was 56.
Oof. I am right again. It is slowing down like a freaking freight train hit a wall.
That's 10 days in 2 weeks.
That's nuts.
That's 10 days in 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, as he's saying this, I'm like, let's just see Orange County numbers real fast, right? It's here. It's here.
We hit a wall.
Wow.
It's dude,
Wow.
demand is gone.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, scary headline.
Right.
Probably
right.
scares most people. Hey, silver lining,
Right.
right? Disrespectful offers. And let's give you one more tidbit. I said this on another episode, but I want to say it again here. I believe in the next 6 months, it will never be easier to get a seller financing deal.
So good. That's what I'm focused on.
There you go.
I'm going to go get 3 of them in Dana.
There you go. Exactly. Dude, again, you can get seller this is what I would do if I was a buyer. I would go look at all the listings 30 days or more, 40, whatever it is in your market. I would go research their liabilities, their debt, the mortgage, figure out who's free and clear or nearly free and clear. And I would write 2 offers. I'm giving you guys the gold. I would write a cash price and a seller financing price. And I would have that discussion. Give them both offers.
Let me know when this posts because I'm going to send it to our agents.
Awesome. I will have it posted 5 p.m. tonight. How about that?
So good. So good. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to this market. As Zuber's saying, we're in some interesting times right now. However, if you've been watching this channel for a while, this is no shock to you. You've been prepared. If you are just now tuning into this channel, it's time to get prepared because the best time to start is today, right? The best time to start is today. So any final words, Zuber, with what's going on, anything to leave them
I want to
with?
close with this. I believe the seller's market is over. I believe we've been in roughly a seller's market for a decade. It's now dead and gone. It is now a buyer's market. When you see a market like Orange County go from 56 to 66 days in 2 weeks, that is telling you something.
Yep.
That's telling you it's a buyer's market. And a buyer's market does not mean housing crash. I want to be clear. Buyer's market does not mean housing crash. It means longer listings. It means expired listings. It means sellers pull it off. It means stale listings. It also means great deals are easier to get. And in this case, I believe seller financing, it will never be easier. The next 6 months, seller financing, time to go ham. So it's a buyer's market. Time to do the work.
This is the market I remember. I got into it when it was heavy buyer's market, 2012, 13. Right. Do you think it would be I mean, obviously we don't know how long that duration is, but what will you compare it to year wise? To
me, this is like 2004 2014, 15,
Okay.
right? And why that? It's because 2010, 11, 12 was very much REO and short sale inventory.
Right.
By the time 2014 had come around, most of that stuff was gone, right? There was a time in my MLS where active listings were 60 or 70% distressed. That's not today. That's
Right.
not today.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like 14, 15, I think.
I love that. 14, 15 was a good time. That's what I was heavy expireds. Heavy expireds.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Dude, there's two kids in, I call them kids because they're in their 20s. I mean, no disrespect. Spencer and Jack, they both found expired listings. They both found sellers who own free and clear, and they're trying to do seller financing deals right now. I'm trying to help them. It's it's not that hard. You just got to do the work, right?
So
Do the work, network, tell people what you're looking for, follow up on expireds. Work like if I was a buyer's agent with all this freaking NAR nonsense going on, I would just create a SLA, service level agreement with my buyers. I would set up templates. I would go, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. We're going to write offers 10, 15, 20% below. I'm with you. I won't complain. Let's go.
let's go. And I would say something just, hearing what Zuber's saying, flippers, you guys do not comp off of tomorrow. Do not comp off of tomorrow. Please comp off of like a year ago. Like go back, take whatever price you were coming in at and chop it by 20%.
Yeah. Dude, again, it's going to be a great time to buy.
Right.
It's going to be a shitty time to sell.
Right. So you
Let's
better have a
just,
great product. You better have a great price.
dude, again, something I would do is, frankly, I got to be honest, I wouldn't flip in this environment. I would hotel.
Yeah.
I would go find an ugly dunkling. I would put less than $5,000 into it, get a dumpster, clean, blah, blah, blah. And I would get that thing listed ASAP. That's what I would do.
So good. So good. I hope you guys are paying attention. Michael Zuber, you are a blessing to the real estate community. You guys, if you haven't done so already, I don't know what's wrong with you, but smash that subscribe button, hit the like button so we can boost this video up. And Zuber, we appreciate your knowledge. We appreciate you guys. You guys, let's go take action. Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks, buddy.